All right, welcome to this full moon report for February 2nd and 3rd, Monday and Tuesday. My name is Athen. All right, so we have the full moon in Cancer for this lunar cycle. This is from this whole lunar cycle of Capricorn, which is what we've been working on or working with the energies of for the past 2 weeks, which has been about being the master, the builder, the creator of our life and of things in our life. And so now is when Capricorn and Cancer meet for this full moon. And now we get more connected to our feelings. Cancer is symbolically represented by the crab, also by the Egyptians as the scarab beetle, by the Greeks as the turtle. And so this often theme of this sort of hard-shelled outside and squishy insides is a good way of depicting what this energy is about. It's about your inner feelings, connecting to them and expressing the inner feelings when we're talking about the full moon energy. Because the sun is a part of this. Now the moon loves to be in Cancer, ruled by Cancer, and that's where it's at. But there's a strong solar element to all of this. It's the balancing of the yin, the yang, the masculine and feminine. So while it is a time of connecting and receptivity, it's also a time of expressing the things that are really important to us or that we're sentimentally connected to. And oftentimes, this is home and family, those types of things that are often, true to our feelings, but it's anything that you have that sentiment for. So this is the time to definitely connect to it, and Cancer is, especially by the Egyptians, is depicted as the entry point of the soul into the body. And this is where we can gain a lot of soul remembrance too by expressing ourselves and again doing that sort of reflective work, because this is a water sign. So it is this sort of intuitive watery energy, and in this case it's very much about the soul and soul awareness. So reflect around this time, obviously what's important to you and expressing your feelings, but also in terms of what is, who are you in that soul level, connecting to that. Not so much of the analyzing sense of who you are, but feeling into it. And then through that, naturally, you'll have that connection to self, that relationship with self, to your soul. And there's a tremendous amount of awareness, because that's what the full moon symbolizes, is the awareness. And in this case, the awareness of the soul. And this can also be through our interactions as well. It's a great time to connect to soul family. Those people in our life that we're really connected to on that deep emotional level. So definitely the time for that. And if we implement these energies of Cancer, we can definitely see a tremendous amount of flow during this full moon. Now this full moon is very well aspected to the whole chart. It's trining up to the Uranus-Pluto Square that's been going on, and it's also conjunct up to Jupiter. So very positive aspects of this full moon, and essentially is around this Tuesday time period in particular, there's definitely this awareness of these shifts that are happening in our life path, which has been what this whole Uranus-Pluto Square has been about. But it's a strong emphasis in terms of your freedom, because it's trining and sextiling up to Uranus, the Uranus aspect of this in Pisces. So there's this Uranus element that we've all been experiencing of embodying our true selves, our spiritual selves, which is, what you might call our true selves or our higher self. And so embody that. There's a tremendous amount of flow with this as well. Great opportunities to embody your freedom, express yourself again, be your true authentic self. And I think that's really going to create a lot of support, not only for these few days, but for our overall life path with this whole major aspect going on. Now, conjuncting up to Jupiter, this is, again, the connection to the higher realms, Jupiter is. So there's this strong connection, again, that we've been having with Jupiter transiting here for about a year now, of soul remembrance, of seeing the abundance in our, what you might call, sentimental lives, which is, again, home, family, the things that are really important to us. So see that abundance. Now, Jupiter is retrograde, so it is a reflective process, and you may not see it externally right now, and that's just the nature of Jupiter retrograde, but feel it, because the abundance is there. And if you look past for the past year, you'll see the abundance that has certainly been there in that part of your life. So feeling into it nonetheless, going deep with those feelings, seeing the abundance that you have with not only your emotional body, but the emotional connections that you have in your life. All right, guys, so let's go and draw a card and see where Spirit would like a little more emphasis for this full moon. Jupiter, well, there he is, the planet of expansion. And so every time I see this card, I think of the hawk, and I think of the staff as well. So we have this sort of spiritual understanding of Jupiter, and that's what Jupiter really gives us, is the higher perspective. So perhaps this is a reminder to see that higher perspective, which is the hawk, Staying grounded, of course, which is the staff, but in this sense, it's being grounded with our emotional body, connecting to our inner self, and connecting to the higher spirit, the higher realms. This is the connection that Jupiter has between what you might say us and the higher dimensions, God, our higher self, spirit, our guides, etc. All right, guys, well, I hope you guys have a great 2 days. I want to thank you all very much for all of your support. If you'd like a personal reading, please get in touch, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.